Yes, love. Come here. Oh. You okay? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Hello there, YouTube. So, I have a quick video for you. Now, I have a few different topics that I want to talk about that I'm going to make separate videos for. But there's going to be a change in my video after in my video's presentation after this one, and that'll be, you'll notice that I have a flag over there and a flag over there. They will be leaving the background in my next video. Now, the reason for this will become apparent in this video, and that is, I am testing something. This video, I'm going to just give a bit of a vlog description of what's been happening and the videos I intend to make soon, and then I'm going to upload it and see what happens. Now, if you've been watching my channel and you've spent any time looking at the community posts, you'll notice that there's a strange pattern emerging in the way that YouTube is treating my videos. It's claiming that these are campaign ads for a party. That's why it's refusing them, and I presume the flags are the reason. I'm not campaigning for anyone, obviously. I mean, one of them even claims that I'm campaigning in the United States with a British flag. That's clearly nonsense. So AI is obviously looking at these, and they've got very strict rules on how they look over a few things. So I'm going to describe a couple of things, and then we'll put this up and see whether or not YouTube reacts to this video the way they have the previous ones that display the flag. So, what videos are coming up? Well, I want to make a few different videos. The discussion videos from my Change My Mind video that I posted earlier, they're definitely still being made. I've had problems with my tooth. I had the tooth extracted. It went really well. I'm not in any pain anymore. I did sleep for basically 2 days afterwards because, dental surgery is like that. It still feels a bit weird. The tooth next to it now feels like it's in the wrong place. It feels weird in my mouth. I'm constantly aware of it, and my tongue keeps knocking against it. It's as if it's way too close to the centre of my mouth. It should be like over here more. But whatever. As long as it can bite down on food, that's all that matters. So I am going to be making some discussion videos. I want to do the one describing socialism, especially because there's been some new information coming out from some of the party conferences where Nigel Farage has been described as a socialist, and I think that's really funny. It's actually going to make for a really interesting way to discuss that topic. So I think that'll be quite fun. I want to make the video about gun rights and my position on gun control. I think that'll be funny. I think that'll be an interesting one to make. I can make a couple of little jokes about that. Keep it light-hearted. There'll be serious. Discussions made, but let's try and keep this light-hearted and allow ourselves to enjoy these videos, because one of the things that I have noticed is that a lot of videos on YouTube seem to be very doom and gloom at the moment, and I want to get out of the habit of that. I don't want to be doom singing. That sounds like a terrible way to spend my time. Now, I do want to make some more Booktube videos. I've got a couple of ideas, including a project I want to work on over next year, where I basically build an alternate canon of literature that I think will be really, really interesting, where we describe different books. We go into detail and try and work out what books should be if we were going to, say, put together a syllabus of the books to make you well read. If I could say, put together something that if you've spent 5 years following this, by the end of it you'll be well read. Something that, say, if you started at 20, you could be finished at 25, and you will be very well read. And maybe a shorter one where you could complete it in a year. And when I say complete it in a year, I don't mean complete it in a year by reading, 10 hours a day, because realistically that's not doable. I mean something that is realistically doable. If you spend time scrolling away on TikTok or Facebook or whatever, if you use social media, then you almost certainly have a lot of free time. And if you watch TV, which a lot of people do, or play video games, I guarantee you will sit for 3 to 5 hour sessions just binge watching TV or playing video games. Because I do those things, which means that I'm sure other people do as well. Video games especially, they are tailor-made to be, 3+ hours gaming sessions. Rarely will you sit and play a game for half an hour. Hell, if I switch the PlayStation on, it might take half an hour for it to register that everything's loading properly and actually let me start the game. Seriously, the PlayStation 5? Really big problem now. When I start my PlayStation, it spends about 15 minutes just kind of chugging along and registering what's installed on it and refusing to load things. Like, I have to switch the PlayStation on a solid 15 minutes before I intend to play it to make sure everything loads properly and updates properly. It's getting ridiculous. Right. You're going to knock things over, love, if you keep trying to climb on the stuff on the table. I know. Wait. Yes. You go up there. Good girl. No. I will do you some more dinner in a bit, okay? Trying out a new food. I've got these here. Catkin nibbles. I've been looking into cat foods, and I thought, you know what, I'll try her on some proper meat, because it turns out that even the wet cat food that I thought was mainly meat is not mainly meat, and it's disgustingly low quality meat. It's only 4% food grade meat, and it's only about 30% meat byproducts, which includes things like offal and bone meal and things like that. So it's really, really bad quality, the standard for cat food. This stuff, you can tell it's real food because you have to put it in the freezer. And you can defrost it, put it in the fridge, and then you have to throw it out after a few days because it'll go off. Whereas if you've ever actually had cat food, you'll know that it lasts longer than the cat. So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting experience. It does smell a bit funny. It does not smell appetizing to my taste. But it seems to be appetizing for her. She seemed to wolf it down. But anyway, to get back to what I was saying, I was talking about Booktube. I want to make this literary canon. I think that'll be a really interesting idea. I'm going to go over it in more detail later, and we can decide exactly how we want to approach this, because I want to make the bookish stuff a focus of what I'm doing on YouTube. I do have a separate Booktube channel, and in a new year, I'm going to be uploading to that. And I've also got a gaming channel, and I want to upload gaming stuff onto that as well. And what I'm going to do is then upload maybe shorts or like a weekly video with, these are the videos I've made on my other channels with links to them. I think that would be a good move, because then I can still keep the vlog element of this channel, and I can still promote the other channels. I think that works. It also means that if you only want the vlog stuff, you only want the bookish stuff, you only want the gaming stuff, you can subscribe to the specific channels. I've also been writing for Sovereign Steel, and I want to be making more stuff for that. Now, this was more of a rambly video than most. Honestly, if people don't watch this one, I'm not that bothered. This one is not supposed to be a mainstay video that people actually watch. If you want one of those, there are plenty of actually good videos on the channel where I talk about stuff that's important. Really, I just want an excuse to talk about something, and I actually don't want it to be too intense. I don't want it to be too extreme, because if I talk about anything that could be, that could be considered a bit too controversial, then they may be able to argue that I'm making some kind of statement in favour of some kind of group. I want to make this as vloggy and non-committal as possible, so that I can test whether or not when I try to use the promote features, if you check the discussion tab, you'll see whether or not the promote features will work while there are flags in the image, because I think that's why they're refusing. I've also purposely made sure that this video is over 10 minutes long, because that means it gets into the higher advertising bracket, which means that YouTube are more likely to want to promote it. So it's now at 10 minutes and about 20 seconds. So I'm going to end it there, and the cat's up on her shelf. She seems quite happy. So thanks for joining me, and I'll try and get another video out later tonight, maybe. I won't post them on the same day. I'll post them separated by a day or so I'm not bombarding people with multiple videos. But thanks for listening, and let's see if this little experiment works. Talk to you next time. Bye.